The Prodigy is an amazing film. This was released in 2019. It's directed by McCarthy and written by Jeff Buhler. And we have a cast including Jackson Robert Scott, Taylor Schilling, Colm Feore, and various others. Really great performances. And Jackson Robert Scott gave an absolutely incredible performance. This is a horror film, and it starts off with a serial killer. And I don't want to say too much about this character, but we then cut to a young boy being born, and very quickly he grows up and he's about 8 years old for the bulk of the film, and he starts to display some disturbing behaviours, really violent behaviours, absolutely incredible performance, and well, there's a connection. I could maybe go into a little bit more detail, but let's just say there's a connection between the serial killer at the beginning and this 8-year-old boy, this young boy called Miles, and I might go into a bit more detail in a moment, but I don't want to give away too much, though it might be obvious what's happening anyway. And as the film goes on, Miles's behaviour gets darker and darker. But what I really like is that, I like a lot of things about this, but one thing in particular is that Miles's behaviour wasn't always terrible. For example, he might have some really bad behaviour, but then he'd just go back to being a regular 8-year-old boy. He's sweet, he's innocent, he doesn't understand why he's done these things, and that really helped to create such a strong emotional response. It was very clear that he was innocent in all of this. Yes, he's doing these horrible acts, but it's not intentional. He's not the driving force behind those actions, and it's really moving. It's intense. It is quite scary. There are some moments that are very dark and disturbing. And obviously at the heart of this, we have an 8-year-old boy, and I'm a big fan of horror films where young children are either evil or something is happening to them, because we have that dichotomy of innocence and evil, and I think it always works really, really well, and that's absolutely the case here. And as I said, Jackson Robert Scott gave an absolutely incredible performance. So dark. Put it this way, I don't want to meet this 8-year-old child when he is behaving in certain ways. Very convincing, very believable, and ultimately an incredible film. Very, very well written. The narrative is amazing. The pacing is great. The rate at which things get darker and more intense progresses at a pretty even, steady pace. There is nothing about this I did not enjoy. There is nothing about The Prodigy that was not fantastic. If it sounds like your kind of film, definitely check it out. I don't want to say any more than that. I don't want to give away anything else, but it's absolutely fantastic. I'd say it's perfect. Now, I'm sure there is room for improvement, as there is with pretty much everything, but from my perspective as a viewer, going into it hoping for a certain kind of experience, it absolutely delivered in every way. So for me, I'm happy to say The Prodigy is a pretty perfect film. And if it sounds like something that might appeal to you, then of course I'm very, very happy to recommend The Prodigy.